Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know you're wondering, Adrienne, where have you been? What have you been doing? I haven't posted a video in 2 months, and this is so wild to me because I might have done this before, but definitely not after Tucker. I was like in the game, ready to go, uploading videos, and then I kind of petered out after a little while because I get burnt out. After having our third baby, the transition has definitely been easier, like mentally, emotionally. Transitioning from 2 to 3 babies was easier. However, the logistics of things, there's just a lot more that needs to be done. This channel is a hobby of mine and something that I do and something that I really love and enjoy, but it is a hobby, so it's something that sort of falls to the bottom of the list, and I don't mean for that to happen. I really don't. I love this community and I love being here with you guys, and I missed you a lot. You can hear Everett in the background. He is playing on his little activity mat. I will show you him at the end of the video, but I wanted to hop on and say hi. How have you been? I missed you. Today's video, I am going to be sort of going into some questions that were asked on some of my videos in the past. So I thought, why not? Let's do a Q&A. I'll update you on how things are going, what we've been up to. We'll get into it. First question is, did you do maternity photos or a belly cast? The answer is no. During my pregnancy, third pregnancy with Everett, we did not do either a pregnancy shoot or a maternity like belly cast. We did do a maternity photo shoot when I was pregnant with Tucker. However, I was like 20 something weeks, so you could hardly tell that I was pregnant, but I do love the photos that we have, and it was like these beautiful photos from one of our friends who's a photographer. She's a professional photographer, and she did an amazing job, and I love having those photos of us as a family of 3 before we turned into a family of 4. We didn't do anything. It was by the time I thought, oh, you know what, maybe we should do like a little maternity photo shoot, COVID hit, quarantine hit, we were in lockdown mode. We also did not get to do newborn photo shoot, and I tried to take as many pictures of him as I could, but I'm not a professional, and the photos do not look like they would, obviously, if somebody knew what they were doing. Next question is, did you have the pregnancy waddle? I would say yes at the very end. I think it's impossible not to have the pregnancy waddle, only because like your pelvis actually shifts and moves and gets quite wide. And I have wide hips to begin with. Do you hear him? He's a really chatty baby. So yes, I had the pregnancy waddle. Embarrassing symptoms like lots of gas, burping, etc., or embarrassing symptoms in general. When I'm pregnant, yes. I don't find them embarrassing though. I mean, it's just part of life, I guess. You could say that I'm a gassy person regularly. So being pregnant just sort of adds to that. I will say, being postpartum after Everett, I've had more gas postpartum, I think, than I did during his pregnancy. Have you ever gotten any rude, offensive comments due to the size of your bump? Yes. When I was pregnant with Tucker, I remember being at, oh my gosh, she's so pumped about that. When I was pregnant with Tucker, I went to the store and I was checking out, and the cashier asked me, oh, when are you due? And I told her, it must have been sometime in the summer, like June or July. And I told her September. And she looked at me like, oh, like, you have that much farther to go. I think she was expecting me to say, like next week or something, because she thought, wow, that belly is huge. And the funny thing is, although Tucker was our largest baby, I gained the least amount of weight during my pregnancy with Tucker. Goodness gracious. Did you have any trouble finding clothes that fit or cover the bump? Towards the end, yes. I think that anybody in the 38 to 40 week mark, your belly is bigger than it's ever been. Your body is bigger than it's probably ever been. And I definitely resorted to wearing my husband's t-shirts, and thank goodness, Everett. Thank goodness during this pregnancy, we were in sort of lockdown mode, quarantine. So I could wear whatever I wanted. I could lounge around in my jammers and my husband's t-shirts all day. It didn't matter during that very last bit. I did buy one t-shirt at the very end that was like, it was a large. I usually buy a small or a medium in maternity shirts because I like a more fitted feel. But at the end, you just want to wear, oh my gosh, Everett. This is why we haven't filmed anything. He's the chattiest, happiest little guy. Yes. Have you ever had anyone ask to rub or touch the bump to feel baby move or kick? I don't think I've ever had a stranger ask me that. Everett. I've never had a stranger ask me that. Friends, of course, and I'm always totally open to that. Here he is. He's 3 months old. Can you see yourself? Hello. Hi, my name's Everett Ross. I'm 3 months old. I have crazy hair. Oh, and big burps. The next question was, how many kids do we want? And so if you would have asked me this when I was pregnant with Weston, I would have said, let's just see how one goes. Before Weston, we were like 4. We want 4 kids. And then after Tucker, it took my husband a little while to be on board with 3. And Everett was a surprise, but my husband got on board with 3 like probably the month before I got pregnant with him. He was like, yeah, I think we could do 3 kids. I was like, yeah, me too. I think we can do 3 kids. And now Everett's here and we love him, and he's seriously an angel baby. I almost feel like I should count my blessings and just say 3 is a great number. Let's end there. However, I just saw Tara Lynn Henderson, she's a YouTuber here. She just announced that they are pregnant with baby number 4. And in my heart, I was like, oh my gosh, we have to do it. We have to go for baby number 4. We will see. We have a lot to talk about, that's for sure. How has your hubby been bonding with the baby? Any tips? So, one of the things, it is really hard, I think, for the partner to bond with the child if you're breastfeeding, especially, because really the only thing that he needs is milk and like dry diapers and clothes, right? So whenever Matt does get home, if Everett is fed, I usually will just sort of like, here's the baby, and I'll go play with the other boys. At night when the boys are in bed, I make sure that Matt has a little time with Everett and that they spend a little time, even if it's just like for a few minutes, just like hanging out on the couch or hanging around. It is hard. The first couple months are hard because there's not much that the significant other can do. I do think that it comes along, and it always does, especially with Matt. Our boys, our older 2 boys, are so bonded to him. They love him more than anything. And so I know that it will come. And I know that Matt loves Everett, and I know that it's there. It's just hard for him to bond. And, you know, he doesn't like that so much either. He wants to spend more time with him. Have you had any trouble bending over to pick things up or shave your legs or other areas below the bump? Any tips? At the end, yes, it is just hard and difficult. And I will say with Weston, I remember thinking before I went into labor, I was like, I have to shave all the areas. Everything needs to be cleaned up and taken care of. And I got to every little place. I got into every nook and cranny. With Tucker, I was a little relaxed about it, and I didn't shave as often. And I will say with baby number 3 and quarantine, it was like, forget it. I'm not going anywhere. It's cold out anyways. So I went into labor and I was a hairy beast. That's all I can say. The last question is pretty personal, but I will answer it. Says, I know this might be something you want to keep private, but how was your sex drive and intimacy during pregnancy? So during pregnancy, it's pretty normal for me, I think. It's like it is before or after having a baby. Not after, because let's be real. But right at the very end, it's kind of like the last thing that you want to do. And it's also the thing that put me into labor. So I remember telling Matt, I was like, we have to do this. You have to get this baby out of me. And we did. And here he is. Right? Yeah. It is one of those old wives' tales that if you have sex, it could induce labor naturally. And I was scheduled for an induction, and I was trying to do anything and everything I could to get this baby out. I was 3 centimeters dilated for 2 weeks. And I remember thinking, nope, I'm not doing this anymore. And I did. I kind of looked at him and I was like, we've got to do it. And he's always like, he's just a gentleman. And so he doesn't want to push it if he doesn't think I want to push it. So he's sort of looking for signals from me, if you know what I mean. Especially when I'm pregnant. So everything worked out. Here's this little guy. I will say postpartum intimacy and everything, it's difficult, more difficult with 3 kids because he's still in our room with us and we have 2 other kids, one of which who is teething so hardcore right now. Tucker is getting his 2-year molars and I feel so bad for him. And so he's up throughout the night just like in pain. So when you're that tired, both of us are that tired. I'm up breastfeeding. Matt's up with the teething toddler. You know, we'll get there. We'll get back to it. I know that much for sure. But for right now, we're just taking things one day at a time. Other postpartum things that I just wanted to catch you up on. We are 3 months out. I have joined Beachbody. I don't sell it or anything. It's just something that has worked for me in the past. I actually started Beachbody right before I got pregnant with Tucker and right before I got pregnant with Everett. Yes. So, knock on wood, it doesn't happen so soon. I'm not ready for that yet, but it would be a blessing, that's for sure. But I did start Beachbody. I do want to get my body back. I feel like I've been pregnant or nursing for 4 years. And it's a long time, and I feel like I need to do this for myself. I want to get my body back to the way that I feel my best. I am certainly at a heavier weight than pre-baby. So I want to, of course, get back to that. But I was also at my heaviest when I got pregnant with Everett. So I need to scale it back a little bit more. I just want to feel good. I just want to feel good. And Weston sometimes will say like, Mom, why are you doing longer workouts now? And I'll say, well, it's so that I can keep up with you and run with you and be fast with you. And he's like, oh, okay. Do you see yourself? He's getting a little bit antsy. Everett's in the 42nd or 43rd percentile for his weight. I think he's in like the 20th or something for his height. We make shorty little babies, but you're super cute. And this hair, I don't know. When he was first born, I thought, oh wow, he looks a lot like Tucker, but now he's starting to look a little bit more like Weston did. Yeah, you do. You look like your big brother. That's gonna be it for this video. I have been filming a couple of other things. I just need to put them together and put them out there. But it feels good to just sit down in front of the camera and chat a little bit. Hopefully I answered some questions. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And I just am excited to continue on with this YouTube journey. I don't have any schedule. I'm just gonna upload when I feel like uploading because this is fun for me and I love it, and I love you guys too. Bye.